What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Chef Don Don. Listen, I'm here with another video, child. But this video, I want to get into, first of all, rest in peace to Andre Montgomery. If you guys know me, you know I've been following this story, been covering the unfortunate unaliving of Andre Montgomery. It looks like his um, power, the person who pulled the trigger, has been sentenced, and so we're going to get into it. But before we do any of that, y'all already know what's up. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Only 10 to 15% of our subscribers get those notifications, so make sure you bang that notification bell, okay? All right. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms: Amazon, Twitter, my Instagram, as well as um, TikTok as well. Okay. If you all would like to donate to the channel, you're more than welcome to do so. Um, Cash App $ Chef Don Don 2 or via Venmo at Chef Don Don 2 as well. Okay. So listen, let's get into the thing. Okay. Period. Hey. All right. Welcome, y'all. Okay. So unless you have been hiding under a rock, unfortunately, in 2016, we lost Andre Montgomery to an unfortunate unaliving. Okay, uh, his uncle, allegedly, his uncle um, has been charged, prosecuted, all of that great stuff. His hearing, I believe, is not until March of next year, or his sentencing to figure out what his sentencing will be. Won't be until December. Okay. But what I do want to get into, if you guys don't know, um, Miss Robbie Montgomery, who is the owner of the Sweetie Pies franchise, Sweetie Pies was a reality show that was on the OWN network. I believe if that show was still on the OWN network, it would be bringing in quite a bit of ratings, right? But unfortunately, there were a couple people who are on cast and in family that just wasn't shit, okay? They just wasn't nothing, right? Just nasty and disgusting. Now, there was a trial about a month and a half, maybe a month ago, in regards to Travell Hill, Terica Ellis, and um, Tim Norman. Okay, now Travell Hill is the one who allegedly pulled the trigger. Terica Ellis was the one who allegedly got close to Andre so that this could take place. And of course, Tim Norman was the ringleader of this whole thing, right? And I'm also missing someone, Hail Wetnam or something of that sort. He was the actual guy who was over the insurance, who was doing the insurance, so that Tim Norman could pull a $450,000 policy out because Andre was on a live child. But what I want to do is I want to get into this quick article, okay? Give me just a minute here. And while they were in, and I believe that this was about a month ago, while they were actually in trial, there were some text messages, some alleged text messages that Andre was sending his grandmother, Miss Robbie, to him in fear that his uncle would try to do something. Now, if you don't remember, also, it was alleged that Andre may have been the one who allegedly stole, and all commentary is alleged, who allegedly stole Miss Robbie's money, okay, and jewelry out of her safe, okay. Andre was supposed to do a polygraph test in regards to this, but unfortunately, the polygraph test did come back inconclusive because he had partaken in some marijuana. Okay. Again, all of this information is alleged. This is stuff that has come out, and this is court documents. And I do encourage you to go catch up on those court documents, while I will also place links in the description box to the actual case. Okay. But let's get into this article here really quick. Give me just a second while I share my screen. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, forgive me. Please make sure you like this video as you come in the room. Please, please, please like this video. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, okay? All right, so here is Mr. Hill. Hill is the alleged person who pulled the trigger, okay? But let's get into this. This comes to us from stlouistoday.com, okay? This is St. Louis local paper there. So let's get into this article, all right? So this is the alleged uh, the alleged person who pulled the trigger. Okay, let's get into this article. This article is from St. Louis. The family of murder St. Louis reality TV star Andre Montgomery Jr. confronted the man who fired the fatal shots on Thursday, highlighting the pain caused by the Montgomery's murder or unaliving. I'm sorry. The U.S. District Judge John Ross sentenced Tevell Anthony Hill to 32 years in prison on two for hire charges. Okay, Hill, 31, pleaded guilty in June to conspiring with James Tim Norman in March of 2016 to unalive Norman's 21-year-old nephew Montgomery in the 3900 block of Natural Bridge Drive. Montgomery and Norman both starred on Welcome to Sweetie Pies, a long-running on-reality TV show about a family soul food business in St. Louis area. Norman was the sole beneficiary of an insurance policy worth of $450,000 against his nephew, and life instructed a friend to pay Hill $5,000 in cash after the unaliving. Y'all, $5,000 is it. It baffles me. $5,000 is all you got. I'm sorry, but child, you can do a crime like that. Pay me. I'm just saying. Allegedly. I'm just saying. How can you sleep? Andre Montgomery's sister, Kaylin Grigg, asked Hill during Thursday's hearing. Was the $5,000 worth it? I mean, I'm just saying. We are not whole. We will never be again. Montgomery's brother, Darren Griggs, told the court Andre had so much life left to live. Hill addressed the court Thursday, apologizing to Montgomery's family and asking Judge Ross for leniency. He said two of his own brothers were unalived in shootings the same year he unalived Montgomery. So we're supposed to have sympathy for you. And you unalive somebody, but we're supposed to have sympathy because two of your brothers was unalived. Really? Child, people is nuts. What is you thinking? He said two of his own brothers were unalived in shootings the same year he unalived Montgomery. He argued he never unalived for the money, but to protect himself. He said he has a 1-year-old son he's not been able to meet in person because of this. Now, let's just go ahead and speak facts. You'll never get to see your son at this point. So we use that as an excuse. But now you'll never get to see him. I mean, unless you decide the baby mama decides to bring him up to the prison. The sentencing recommendation for the charges is life in prison. But both prosecutors Angie Danis And Gwendolyn Carroll and Hill's defense attorney, Peter Cohen, requested 30-year sentence in this case. They asked that the Judge Ross give them consideration to Hill's cooperation with authorities. Before announcing his 32-year sentence, Ross and Hill's statements about his own brother's homicide made his actions more troubling. You understood the pain that those things caused, yet you did that to Andre, he said. Exactly. Give me just a second. Okay. Ross and Hill acted in the incredibly cold and coldest manner. The fact that his life meant so little to you is hard to understand, Ross said. Norman was convicted by a jury of 2 counts of unalive for hire and wire and mail fraud last month in his nephew's death. His trial um, includes testimony from Hill, another co-conspirator. Terica Ellis also pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit murder for hire in July. She admitted she lured Montgomery out to the street the night of the unaliving and told Hill his location. Ellis is scheduled to be sentenced in January, and a sentencing hearing for Norman is set for March. Child, let me just say this. Listen, you wanted leniency, and you did the same thing, or not that you did the same thing, but you've been through the same thing when it comes to your own brothers being unalived, and you want us to have sympathy and pity for you, and you did it. Not only were you involved, but you pulled the trigger, fool. You pulled the trigger, fool. And I'm not understanding all of this leniency and all of this. I'm not understanding it at all. I'm also side eyeing Miss Robbie too, because say allegedly that Miss Robbie did know about those text messages, and Andre was literally pleading for his life. A lot of people are saying that Miss Robbie could be scared of Andre. I mean, not Andre. Excuse me. Rest in peace, Andre. But of her own son, Tim Norman. Um, I will go ahead and link some of the videos in regards to the trials that some of these content creators have been able to catch, because I feel like we we needed to see that. So one of my good ones that I follow is Randomness of Veil. So we definitely got to check him out. I am going to place, again, in the description box of this video, I'm going to place a link to the article, and I'm going to place the YouTube link for you guys to go catch up on any videos that you may have not seen in regards to this trial, child. Okay, this is crazy. This is crazy. Now, this also comes just weeks after Miss Robbie had to shut down her St. Louis um, her St. Louis restaurant because of the VA remodeling. Um, but it is a coincidence that it came right after the trial for Tim Norman, child. So I don't really know how to feel about any of this. I feel like this is, I mean, you gotta be a sick somebody to want to do this to your nephew. I mean, look at this. Look at Tim Norman's smile on his face after the mugshot. I mean, and if you watch the show, you saw how Tim was. You saw exactly how Tim acted. You saw exactly what Tim was about. You saw all of that, right? We also saw what Andre was about. And I feel like the Montgomery family hasn't gotten the love that they needed in this particular situation. It seems like we mainly focus on Miss Robbie. Now, granted, Miss Robbie was hit twice. She was, she's hit with her son because Andre's father was also unalived as well. So here you have your grandson unalived, you have a son unalived, and you have a son who's possibly going to face probably the rest of his life in prison at this point. I mean, I don't see them giving him anything different. I think he's definitely well of age at this point. That if they give him a certain amount of years, I mean, he's not gonna see the light of day or freedom, shall I say, in that manner. And he's been in trouble before. Let's be clear about that. Tim Norman has been in trouble before. Okay, but it looks like um, child, this is crazy. All right, so give me just one more second. Okay, so again, he was sentenced to excuse me, he was sentenced to 32 years in prison. So listen, typically they're saying that for the type of crime that he did, he should have gotten life. But the judges, the prosecutors, they saw leeway to get this man 32 years. Listen, y'all gotta drop down in the comment section and let me know what y'all think about this. Okay, let me know what you guys think about this. I think this is cuckoo to me. It's crazy to me. But I definitely want to hear your opinions down below. Okay, all commentary is alleged. I will go ahead and link all links to this description of this video. So please, please, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that like button. What is y'all waiting on? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Now listen, go ahead and subscribe as well. And if you'd like to bless the channel, you can via Cash App at $Chef2 or via Venmo at Chef2 as well. Listen, listen, Linda, listen. Listen, Linda, listen. Listen, Linda, listen. Listen, Linda, listen. Okay? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell and listen. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms as well. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. And until the next video, I love.